What's going on, everybody? It is ya boy, Gimpzilla, coming at you with another Infinite Tuesday, Goblins vs. Gnomes edition. The show where I walk you through every pick in the draft, tell you what I think about it, how I would analyze it, go about it in my everyday life, in an attempt to get those 7 wins, try and get our money back, go infinite in the arena, and just be overall happier Hearthstone players. Alright, this week, Jaina Proudmoore, Malfurion Stormrage, and Valera Sanguinar, 3 premier choices, I would say. A majority of you will probably be leaning towards Mage, just because it's Mage, and they have Flame Strike, and they have Frostbolt, and they have Fireball, and they have Polymorph, and they have Frost Elemental, and they have Chugga, and they have... And anyways, that's Mage, and... I'm probably not going to play Mage just for entertainment's sake. I don't know. I also have a quest for a 5-win on Druid, so I personally am going to be leaning more towards Stormrage. He's one of my favorite guys. He's basically Mage, you know, with the hero power, but less hate, so I go with Stormrage. So yeah, here we go, guys. Let's do the Druid GVG.
You were right to awaken me.
Alright. We were right to awaken him. And let's dive right in there. First pick is, I think, a pretty easy Sludge Belcher. Demolisher, another good rare when paired with Druid and Mage, because you can use the 2 damage to deal 3 when you use your hero power at the beginning of your turn. Bite, not the strongest card. Sludge Belcher Taunt is just like extremely powerful in Arena, like extremely powerful taunt. Taunt. And the fact that he gives 2 taunts guaranteed, or the fact that he draws out of silence, like either way he's costing a lot of cards, 2 for 1, almost guaranteed. Alright, right here, Easy Wrath, good removal spell, possible card draw late game. I should say that it's more of a draw a card and deal 1 damage than it is a removal spell, but in a tight spot it can be used as a removal spell. It's always better to cycle your cards when possible. So we're going to take Wrath. Mark of the Wild is a good choice, but Wrath is just more proactive. It doesn't require a minion on the board, and also Mark of the Wild can die to like Assassinate or any large removal spell. So Wrath. Jeeves. Part of me wants to play Jeeves. I think right here the strong pick would be the Argent Commander. Obviously Charged Divine Shield, a proven veteran of the classic Hearthstone set, but Jeeves is a wild card. I think in Arena, and if everything goes my way, I'll be getting more draw a card as Druid, and it'll actually be quite rare when I have less than 3 cards in my hand. Although, I don't know, if you start with it, or you start with coin and you have like 2 drop, 3 drop. Although, I don't know, I don't think that's what Druid's about. I think Druid's more about, hopefully I'll get Wild Growth and ramp into 4, 5, 6 drops, like heavier stuff, which means I need less draw a card because I'm only playing 1 at a time, and it snowballs. So I think Jeeves is not quite the draw card I'm looking for, and a 4/2 Charged Divine Shield is more of a power card. So playing right into the archetype that I was talking about, I have an Innervate choice. All of these are fringe picks, I would say. Like, Innervate is not a snap pick. I would choose a Yeti, or I would choose a solid minion or removal spell over Innervate a lot of the time. But Annoyatron, 50-50, like 1 damage it's good, and you can pair your hero power with it, so that is value, but that's tempo also, so you need to be careful. The Druid hero power, the Mage hero power, they are extremely vital assets in your toolkit, but don't overcast them or you'll fall behind on the board state. It's more important to be getting minions out. So Innervate is going to be the pick here. Rifleman also good because it can be paired with the hero power, but Innervate will get out our Sludge Belcher quicker, our Druid of the Claw quicker. We're going to take Druid of the Claw here. Just probably one of the strongest Druid common minions, without a doubt. 4 charge can be a game changer if you have any sort of pump spell, Savage Roar, Mark of the Wild, the one that gives 1/1 to everything. Yeah, Druid of the Clock can be used as charge, as a late game finisher, or just a taunt. And I will show you guys how powerful taunt is, because taunt, I feel like, is taking over Arena lately. Starfall was a mediocre pick there at that point. It's just really is heavy costed, so you don't want to pay a lot of mana for Starfall. It takes your whole turn. So right here, this is actually a tough choice: Ironbark Protector or the Piloted Shredder. I think tempo-wise and what you're going for in Arena, which is board control and snowballing into larger creatures, I'm going to want the Piloted Shredder because that is a guaranteed 2-for-1. 8/8 taunts, dies to Priest, Mark of Death, and random big game hunters, which people are drafting more often now because of the addition of so many 7 attack creatures. So I think Ironbark, although good, maybe I'll see how my curve comes out. I'm only on pick 6 here, so I really want to hedge my bets and say that I'll get equally powerful 8 mana creatures down the road, but a good minion early in the game, well costed. And there you go. I think I'm going to take this Ironbark Protector. The other choice being Savage Roar. Priestess of Elune, just not really where I want to be, especially when it's paired next to these two bad boys. So Savage Roar, give your character and all creatures to attack. That's a good spell, good finisher. I don't think I really have the game plan for Savage Roar quite yet. I think I'm more of a innervate, huge stuff out deck right now. So I'm going to go with the Ironbark Protector. If I had drafted like maybe 2 or 3 2-drops at this point already, then Savage Roar might be more what I'm looking for, but right now it looks like I'm going to go for a really defensive early game and just playing really heavy costed creatures towards the end. So Loot Hoarder, these are some solid 2-drops, definitely what I was saying my deck was lacking, definitely something I want, because just a couple will help me get into the late game where I can just dominate. So Loot Hoarder, draw a card, might be what I'm looking for, because like I'm saying, I'm only trying to use him as chum. The only problem is Loot Hoarder is chum. Exactly that, versus Mage, Druid, Rogue, 3 dominant classes in Arena, so he instantly dies to their hero power. I think I take the Trog, just because he does have an upside. I can play him late game and he dodges Swipe and Blizzard and Holy Nova, a couple AoE spells, while becoming aggressive at the same time. So here you go, this is an Innervate versus a Yeti, and here I think we go with the Yeti. It's just a strong 4-drop. I definitely need these early game creatures. If Yeti, I'll be able to Innervate out, I'll be able to coin out early, and hopefully stabilize because of lack of early game right now. So we'll see how it goes. This is random. This could be my flavor pick of the draft. I always like to take, one fun card, because why else are we playing Hearthstone if not to have a little fun? So none of these rares are specifically dominant. So Questing Adventurer is going to be hard to cast with my deck. I have a bunch of 4 and 5 drops, so it's going to be hard to really launch him, skyrocket him into a high 4, 5, 6, 7 health minion. So I could just take the Keys and Mystic. I think secrets are becoming a thing. Like, mages will always have a secret, hunters it's 50-50, and paladins are always going to have a secret. And if I take an Avenge, then that's just almost game over anytime I do it. So let's try it out. And 4-3 for 4 is not good, but it's not terrible. Again, just lackluster rares, to be honest. I think I'm going to take the Azure Drake. Just gives me draw a card, something that I want. 4/4 body's pretty decent, and you never know how I'll be able to use the 1 spell damage. So far I just have Wrath, but hopefully a swipe will come into play, and who knows. So these are... So I got 3 rares in a row, that's nice. Let's just be happy about that for a minute. But I think Keeper of the Grove might be my choice here. Recycle looks really strong and really powerful, but I am just already way too late game costed, so I don't want to take another late game removal spell. I want to take something that'll stabilize me in the early game. And Keeper of the Grove, killing a creature, coming down as a 2/4. He's going to do exactly that. Silence is always versatile also in Arena. You never know when you're going to need it. And Knife Juggler, I will pass. I need way more 2-drops for Knife Juggler to work out. So here we go. Another heavy casted creature. I believe it's going to be a Stormwind Champion. He's just worth it, just bigger. Like, the Brewmaster would be a decent pick, except that I'm already pretty crowded on 4 here. So I'm not anxious to pick up a mediocre 4-drop. I would really need an all-star 4-drop to take it. And Stormwind Champion, just really powerful every time it's played. As long as you got 1 or 2 creatures, it's going to work out. Stormpike Commando is playable, but just a little too heavy for me. Heavy costed. Here I'm going to go with the Starfire. Maybe an Iron Forge Rifleman, to be honest. I'm only on pick 13, so I guess I have time to like get more 2-drops, but I'm going to take a Starfire here because it's the most powerful card. You should always be picking the most powerful card, and we'll focus more on our curve around pick 20. So, here we go. Starfire it is. Strong late game removal spell, late game damage to the face. Here we go. Some great cards right here. I have 2 Death Rattle minions, but I don't think that is enough to signal Undertaker. I'm going to be leaning towards Razorfen Hunter. Summoning the 1/1 Boar in conjunction with the Druid hero power is going to be awesome. Leaving a 2/3 body as well. Acolyte of Pain, a decent pick for Druid. Acolyte of Pain is a good pick for Druid. You can put taunt on it, or you can do some things with it, but you can also utilize the 1 attack where some classes really can't benefit from 1 attack. So right here, the Cult Master, I don't really have any card draw. I just have a couple cycle spells. So Cult Master might be the pick, but I think a Robocub is just, like I said, we got to start focusing on our early game curve. And this guy can come down early, come down late, doesn't matter, and just provide you maybe one turn of defense, and that's all you really can rely on taunts for. No more. So I have the Boar as a beast. No other beast. Druid of the Fang I don't think is going to work out. I'm going to take my second Stone Splinter Trog. This effect on the Trog is quite powerful. So, possible Elven Archer here. I did just draft a Frostwolf recently, and he's pretty good. Like, even with only 2 minions out, he comes out as a 6/6 for 5. So if I could guarantee to have 2 minions out, I think the Frostwolf might be the best choice here. Moonfire and Elven Archer just maybe not doing enough. I might regret that, but I have a Wrath, I have a Keeper of the Grove, I have some removal, I'm feeling okay. I have a lot of taunts. I'm about to take this Fen Creeper as another taunt. 3/6, 6 health, extremely important. Keeps it away from a majority of removal spells, Shadow Bolt, Soulfire, Frostbolt. Makes them use Polymorph and Fireball, some of their larger removal spells, which benefits you later because you can play your larger stuff. So I'm going to say Fang Creeper. Here we go. This is a good early game pick for us. I'm going to probably snag this Imp Master. If it lives, there's no guarantee that it lives, but it comes out as essentially a 2/5 and or a 2/4, however you want to view it, for 3. And if it lives, I can continue to trade off the imps and my hero power and just slowly. It's a creature that'll leak and just sit on the board and last until my 4 and 5 drops can really kick into gear. So Imp Master is going to be a vital card here. Emperor Cobra is a good pick, but I'd rather have something that spreads out my minions early game. Like, this gives me 2 minions early game, regardless of their health. Like, 2 minions is something that you have to deal with as a priest or as a shaman or something who doesn't have removal spells. Then any minion is going to be difficult. So just splitting the power into 2 is just something that will benefit you. So Imp Master is going to be the pick. So 2 good choices in Spider Tank and Senjin. I think I will take the Taunt because I've been talking up Taunt so much, but I really do believe that Taunt is a powerful tool. If I'm able to like coin a piloted shredder, they can't react, but they play like a 3 or 4 drop to kill it next turn, and then I can taunt in front of it and go face or trade with a 2/3 or something that this survives. That's exactly how you want to be playing taunts. So let's put out 3/5. The reverse Yeti. I think I believe in the reverse Yeti. Already picked up 1 Warlord, and I've already shown I'm not necessarily interested in Moonfire. It is pick 20. I said I would reanalyze my draft position, but I have an Imp Master. I have Razorfen Hunter, Keeper of the Grove, 2 Trogs, a Cub, a Wrath, and I'm feeling moderate in the early game. And I think dropping a 5/4 will be okay at any point. I'm going to take a piloted shredder here. As again, another, I'm safe enough. These picks are so much more inferior than piloted shredder that I need to abandon my curve commitment and just see how the cards land. Stranglethorn Tiger is in that same boat. Like a 2/3 is just not worth the stats. And the Web Lord just seems cheeky. It would probably ruin me more than benefit me. Here's a pick that I might choose the Cub over the Yeti. It's taunt. It's early. But the Yeti's just that much stronger. I'm going to take the Yeti. It's just more powerful when it comes down. Here you go. The game's like, no, you need to take early game. Okay? Please take early game. So, a possible Goldshire Footman or just an Iron Beak for silence. I think I take the Iron Beak for silence and we'll see how it goes. Puddle Stomper just because I need early game minions. Taking it over a Mark of the Wild, which it's just too slow. Especially in my deck. Like maybe if I had more 2-drops I could Mark of the Wild and trade off like with a Yeti or something, but right now my whole game is to just play bigger stuff, so it's pointless to make them even bigger if you follow my thought process. So here we go. Puddle Stomper for early game defense. Wrath for early game defense. Simply better than a bluegill, and voodoo is voodoo. So here you go. Wrath, solid removal spell. I think I'd take a Worgen Infiltrator. This will be an excellent early game addition to my deck. Playing anything on turn 1 just like scares them out of playing drops until turn 3. So if any game that I pull Worgen Infiltrator, I'll be feeling like I'm in a good spot. I'm passing up another Savage Roar, but again, I don't think I have the early game minions that need Savage Roar. I'll only be playing pairs of large minions, like 2 or 3 minions at a time. So Infiltrator will help me get there. Possible little Exorcist here. Recycle. I would love to test it out, but it seems expensive in Hearthstone because the deck sizes are so small. Like if you're going to a game with fatigue where you're removing like large gigantic minions, then it's really not good enough. Recycle's strictly good with the Druid combo, I feel like, when you have your opponent on some sort of clock. But in arena where you're more likely to go to fatigue, then Recycle's not what you're looking for. Alright, so final pick of the draft, it's going to be Little Exorcist. It's just a 3-2 taunt. Get it done, get in the way. So, our deck, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Those are the gigantic, colossal footsteps of our deck. As we have a plethora of gigantic 6, 7, 8 drops. So started up at the early game. It's all a test of can I survive. I have a Worgen Infiltrator to hopefully scare off ward early game minions from the other side. Pair it with my hero power, can kill pretty much anything under 3 mana played out. So Ironbeak Owl not meant to be played early. Again, it's falling into my downfall, which is too much late game, but he's going to come out when I need him. Hopefully he's going to silence a few Sludge Belchers and a couple other baddies and be an all-star in his own right, but not meant for my early game. My early game backbones are going to be a Stone Splinter Trog, an Imp Master, and a Razorfin Hunter as really my 3-4 vital draw cards. So I'm hoping to draw those every game in the early game. Once I survive the early game, if I can make it to turns 4, 5, 6, like, forget about it. I got double piloted Shredder, Chillwind Yeti, Keeper of the Grove, Karazhan Mystic. Look at this card. Yeah, I drafted that. It's going to work out. I'm going to steal some secrets. It's going to be amazing. Got Mechanical Yeti, Fang Creeper, Sledge Belcher, Stranglethorn Tiger. Always makes an appearance, it seems like, in my decks. Great all-around card. I recommend you check out the Stranglethorn Tiger. Try them out in every draft. Starfire as some late game finisher or removal, and an Ironbark and Stormwind Champion locking it down, guys. So we'll see how it goes. We're gonna hope. We're gonna put our heart in the cards. Make sure you guys comment down below on how you draft Druid, how you would have done it differently. Would you have had nothing but 2 drops? You tell me. Comment down below. I love to hear it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.